Hey guys, what's up? And this is the first episode of Kim and the Crease Hockey Podcast. This is so exciting for me. And if you don't know me, I am Isles Girl 3, aka Kim. And was that backwards? But yeah, if you don't know me, I do a lot of hockey Twitter. I used to do Periscopes off Twitter, and I've turned it around to YouTube. And I'm really excited to start doing this and start talking hockey live on YouTube with you guys. I'm loving that we're getting a new platform, and so let's just begin. I'm trying to get so I can see your comments. Okay, so where do we start off? Well, I'm going to start off with the best thing that I know, and obviously, as you can see from the jerseys behind me, Islanders hockey news. And there's a lot of things happening. Hopefully I can share with you as much as I know about what's happening in the Long Island world. So basically, I guess this offseason I can say has been weird for Islanders fans. I think we expected a lot more from Lou, but we're not entirely disappointed with Lou. Obviously, when we go into it, the draft was kind of a surprise to a lot of Islanders fans of who we drafted and why. We got some good picks in the later rounds, but obviously we feel like we could have gotten a lot of better picks in the earlier stages of the draft. And so when we go into it, we picked first Simon Holmstrom, who is he's a forward, and I'm surprised we didn't pick a centerman. But it is how it is. They have a lot of faith in this kid. I went to the blue and white scrimmage. And the blue and white scrimmage, he looked okay. He has a lot of time. He needs a lot of time to develop and just get his game under control. Just not a lot of wow or pizzazz that, you expect from, I guess, like a first-round draft pick. But hey, the kid's got to develop. He's still young. Let's see how this goes. He can either turn out to be a great player or he can be an absolute bust. Going into that, prospects. Obviously, I think a lot of people are pulling for Noah Dobson to make the team. I think from what I saw at the blue and white scrimmage, Noah Dobson looked absolutely fantastic. Just amazingly, aggressive on the forecheck, getting a lot of goals in the games, making a lot of plays. Absolutely amazing to watch. He was definitely a name that stood out to me during the blue and white scrimmage for the Islanders, and I really think he has a great chance of making this team this upcoming year. Going into that, Wahlstrom looked good. It's just that, though. To me, he just looked good. I think he has still time a little bit to develop, but he could be coming soon. Josh Ho-Sang. There was a lot about Josh Ho-Sang. Obviously, he was not at the blue and white scrimmage or the prospect camp. He has graduated from that. But a lot of people are saying, since we still have him, that we're trying to put another round or another bout of hope into Ho-Sang making the team. And so that's going to be exciting if he does come back up. I mean, when he did play for the Islanders, he was great. Hello there. You might see this puppy pop up. That is my dog. And she's a guest on the show when she wants to be. Going from there, though, if Ho-Sang comes back up, when he did play on the Islanders, he was a powerhouse. He really showed up for this team and really showed what he can do to help boost the team and its play. Obviously, I don't know what happens behind the scenes with the coaches and things like that. Is it like a Kessel situation where they just coaches and the players don't get along? I don't know. I wish I could be a fly on the wall there. But he could be a big asset to this team, and it looks like we may give him another chance. Going from there, this offseason, what has happened with July 1st for the Islanders? I feel we can say a lot of Islanders fans were shocked with what happened. We got Anders Lee back, which for 7 years, $7 million deal. Not awful. Not the greatest either. I mean, a lot of people saying it's a good contract, things like that. But I think it was a good contract. I'm not saying it's awful. I mean, awful would probably be giving him $9 million. But, we kept him at 7. We have him for 7 years. We still have our captain, which is, thank goodness. Obviously, the big upset of the offseason was losing Robin Lehner. And as you can see, his jersey is behind me. Robin Lehner's jersey is behind me. Why? Because he is still the best person I've ever seen on this team, character-wise. He's up there with Casey Cizikas. But Robin Lehner really changed the atmosphere of this team, the fans, everything. He really, as much as we impacted him, Robin Lehner impacted us. And to watch him go, to watch, obviously, a conflict between Lou and Lehner, it hurts my heart. It really, really does. And it kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth as an Islanders fan that something like this where, we gave him a chance, it's like turned sour all of a sudden. Something turned sour in the negotiating room. I don't know who's to blame. I don't know if it's Lou to blame, Lehner's agent, or even Lehner himself. I really don't think it's Lehner. I'm going to be honest with you. I think, if anything, it was Lehner's agent. But yeah, as you said, McKinney, now Varlamov is going to be the man on the island, and he's going to have to prove himself to this team and the fans. And that's a big step for any goaltender coming in, to try to prove that you are worthy of being, on that team, playing for the team, and showing what you can do. It's scary, and I'm going to support him and wish him the best and hope he can, I hope that we can support him the best we can. The Islanders have impeccable defense, which obviously will help goaltending. But I really hope that Varlamov will put his best foot forward for this team. Whew. Getting that dry throat, guys. Okay. But yeah, what you guys are saying, the Andrew Ladd contract. Oh, don't get me started on the Andrew Ladd contract. That was Garth Snell, everybody. Garth Snell. I can't stand Garth Snell. For all of you who know, the Islanders have just been in GM hell for the past 20 years. It was Mike Milbury, our somewhat owner Spano, and then we had the great Garth Snell. You see this face? Exactly. The worst signing in Islanders history was probably DiPietro. I would argue DiPietro for 15 years that we're still paying DiPietro. That's the worst signing in Islanders history, in my opinion, if you want to ask me. The DiPietro contract. Oh, God. I don't know what the hell. But if I'm going to say anything, I want to say it loud on my first podcast to let people know what Robin Lehner means to me. I'm very open about it. Robin Lehner says, be open. You have to confront your demons. I was diagnosed with a seizure disorder a few months ago. 7 months ago, I was diagnosed. And it's scary. It's really scary. Seizure episodes are not fun. It made me feel crazy. It made me feel abnormal. It made me feel like an outcast. That every day I have to wake up and take pills. I have to be normal. It makes you feel like non-human. It's not a great feeling. But when you think about it, you're stronger for it. Robin Lehner's quote during his Masterton speech: "I'm not afraid to say I'm mentally ill, but that does not mean mentally weak." And God, that did strike me right in the heart of just the realization of how that was my life. I'm not mentally weak. I'm stronger for this, and I know I have just good intention ahead and to keep myself healthy and with my profession to help others. And so thank you, Robin Lehner, for everything you gave the New York Islanders, because Robin Lehner made so many people the better for it, and we can't thank him enough. So losing him this season was just such a disappointment. Going from there, with Islanders news, obviously we kind of have the same team as last year, except that we replaced goaltenders, so we have Varlamov instead of Robin Lehner. Now everyone has been screaming on Islanders Twitter. If you are on the Islanders Twitter, you absolutely know what I'm talking about. Everyone's screaming, offseason Marner, he belongs here. Come, young ones, come. You really gotta just calm down with that. We're not gonna offer sheet Marner. I'm saying it here, live and now. We are not offer sheeting Marner. He is way too much. It is way too much of this. I still think he wants to be a Maple Leaf, if you ask me. I don't think he wants to leave the team. I just think him and his agent are playing a game of who can get, how can I get the most money and the most for my benefit? Which, for him, I get it. You want to get bang for your buck, which he deserves the buck. I mean, look at his stats. He's amazing. But for the Islanders giving up four first-round picks, and, obviously we can make a trade here or there, like Letty. We were talking Letty and Hickey. Making a trade here or there, get the cap space up, and possibly offer sheet him. Okay, but to lose 4 first-round draft picks and a, just rich draft next year is just not the smart thing to do. It's just not. And we need to just think future first, because that's the most important. That's the thing that the Islanders have been lacking. We lost it with Milbury. Milbury traded how many prospects of the Islanders? How many people did we lose? And then had nothing to grow upon. When you have no foundation, no base to stack on top of, think the prospects are down here and the team is on top. You lose the bottom and then you're eventually going to lose the top of that wall. Those prospects are your foundation, and they're the future of your organization. They hold the team together. And you can't do that. And how many did we hide away? How many did we trade away? And amazing players. As you said, Alvarez, Chara and Luongo. Things like these, we have to think about our future, and we have to think about the guys that we have, and we have to start building for a future to have it successful in just down the road, and that we have a successful team. Obviously, I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to wait. And some you're saying we have a stacked bottom. I don't know if it's 100% stacked, but it's nice, at least, because Lou's at least got some credit to Garth Snow, because he kind of put it together, and he didn't have the ability to trade it away. I'm sorry. But Lou just knows this. He knows that future is everything, and you gotta build up, and these guys are gonna come into the NHL, and that's what's important. And obviously Lou's looking overseas in the KHL. Obviously from Vegas, Gusev. I want to go after Gusev. The fact that he is available is such a major asset. And I feel like if we can give him over too from the KHL, have another Russian player on the team that would, we have Varlamov, which is really good friends with Sorokin, who we're looking to get over, but so at Gusev, I think that would only help. And he's a great player in the KHL. He's just, I would love him. I miss Peter Chiarelli too. I miss Peter Chiarelli, my mans. Where you at? We need more Matt Barzals, Chiarelli. I love you, Oilers fans, by the way. I love you guys. Hey, you guys got McDavid. I'm kidding, of course, but obviously the team is still the same. If anything, if I were to risk something or going after something with an offer sheet, I would risk offer sheeting Laine. You do not want Laine. Huh. I'm surprised you do not want Laine. If anything, I would offer sheet Laine. I feel like he's a really good goal scorer. He's a decent goal scorer. He's a good player. You can get him for less than Marner. Obviously, he's not up to the same aptitude, but we can offer sheet for Laine, which would be less, and he could help snipe some pucks in the net for us. It I think it's an opportunity that should be done by Lou. I don't know if he will. He's not the type of guy to offer sheet for a player, which for me is like, damn it. Like, I want to see more offer sheets, obviously. And, speaking of offer sheets, let's talk about this. The Montreal Canadiens going after Aho. Now, Montreal beefed up this offer sheet, obviously giving signing bonuses if Aho signed and things like that. And obviously Carolina had to match. And today, Carolina did officially match the offer sheet for Aho. And now it's just about waiting for the signature. But Montreal definitely got the Carolina Hurricanes to pay. But I don't think the Carolina Hurricanes are too upset about that, especially for a player like Aho, who I think any team would love to steal. So good idea for me of them offer sheeting and matching Aho, and good for the Carolina Hurricanes there. Speaking of Boyle, Boyle's he's a great player. I don't know, he's an old dog though, But hey, our team loves veterans. Leo Komarov. Our team loves veterans. So Boyle is a big possibility. I mean, he's not, awful. When he was on the Rangers, he had a great stat sheet. He played well for the New Jersey Devils. He's not a bad guy. I feel like maybe for the third line, he could be useful, obviously, to fill in the slot for Filppula. We lost Filppula to the Detroit Red Wings. Obviously, he is a great, Filppula has a great relationship with Yzerman, and I'm glad he will be happy there. But obviously, we need someone to fill in that slot. Boyle could potentially fill in and come into that position. And Boyle, man, he's just got. Koivula. Okay, let's talk about Koivula. He needs to pick up quite a bit to make this team. Yeah. Fritz is their best option. Yeah, Koivula still needs time. From watching him in the blue and white scrimmage, he is not ready. He's not. I know everyone's hyped him, but he still needs time. And I'm willing to wait because I feel like there's a lot of potential in that kid. Fritz, we just signed again. Well, a great deal with Fritz. I would love to see him come up too. That's another possibility. That would be great. Hey, Mike Larkin, how you doing, man? It's good to see you on here. Whew. Going from that, in the Islanders news world, I think we've had a bit of a chuckle with Toronto kind of getting a taste of its own medicine in the basketball world. How do you pronounce his name? Kawhi? Okay. I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. Kawhi obviously won with the Raptors, and everyone was celebrating, and then just recently he just signed with the Clippers, and Toronto just went freaking insane. He's going home. That sounds familiar. I don't know where I've heard. I don't know where I've heard that before. No, but but it's okay, because he didn't play for them for 8 years, become their captain, say he loved Toronto and that he wanted to stay there for the rest of his career or anything like that. I'm just saying. But yeah, it was kind of funny to see just the opposite situation happen, but for the basketball world there, people saying that in Toronto that everyone was flipping out, and I was just like, just seeing people. I was seeing a lot of Leafs fans tweet that they will boo him when he comes to play the Raptors at home, and I'm just like, obviously not all Leafs fans were saying this. A lot of Leafs fans were saying, it was the John Tavares situation, and they understand and they'll support him that he goes home. And I understand that completely, obviously with Kawhi, I can't pronounce his name. I'm so bad. Kawhi and Tavares, it's not 100% the same situation. It's not. It's comparable in just how they, just like that they went to their hometowns and left like a team that loved them. He left a team that loved him, and but from the standpoint of Tavares, like obviously it's not really the same because we had him for 9 years. He was a captain. He was telling the media this and that, and it just all kind of turned 180 July 1st. Well, Kawhi didn't promise anything. He wasn't saying anything to the media, obviously, like that. But it's still interesting to see the reaction as an Islanders fan. I mean, we kind of enjoyed it. I have to say, we kind of enjoyed the reaction. I think a lot of Toronto fans were button heads on Twitter. I was watching a lot of back and forths just to get both sides of the coin. I don't like just having one side and saying, oh, all the Leafs fans were saying this. They weren't. It wasn't every single Leafs fan. Some people have a good head on their shoulders. Some people go ballistic and let their emotions take over. And hey, I've done it too. I'm guilty of that too. If one thing I've learned of just online talking sports, do not let your emotions take over what you say online, because it will come back to bite you in the butt. And so, hey, I've learned a lesson. But yeah, so going from that, big fight in New York City last night of two hockey players, Milano from the Columbus Blue Jackets, and remind me of the name of the guy, the other guy. I can't remember his damn name. I'm so stupid. Please, thank you. I have my helper here, Jordan Sunshine, helping me look up facts for you guys as I live stream. But Milano is actually from Long Island, and not gonna AJ Greer. Thank
Colorado.
You. Colorado. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. AJ Greer. Yeah. AJ Greer from Colorado, and Milano. I was laughing because I'm like, Milano's like, he's from Massapequa, and I was like, oh yeah, of course he is. I was like, of course he is. And I was like, if you saw, I tweeted out today on Twitter. I was like, hey, there's no 5 minutes in the penalty box here, guys. Like, they had a fight in New York City, in a club, I believe, and I'm kind of just laughing over the entire thing. Like, I don't know, it's very hockey player of them, I guess. I just wish, the penalty wasn't like jail time for starting a fight in New York City. Hopefully, they get out. But I just love that the kid from Columbus, Milano, is from Massapequa. I remember thinking, oh man, I can't believe these two went at it. And then someone's like, yo, this is the most Long Island thing I've ever seen. I was like, Long Island? He was like, yeah, Milano's from Massapequa. I was like, oh my God. By the way, Long Island fans who are fans of Long Island memes, go check them out on Instagram. They're hilarious. And I follow them. They're so funny. But going from there, there's not really much else in the hockey world that it has been talking about, except like maybe the Johansson contract. A bit of a steal for Johansson. I think it was like $4.5 million. $4.5 million contract for Johansson. Really great pickup for the Sabres. I feel like he can really add a lot to their offense. Obviously, Sabres need the help they can get. They had a great month. Hey, November. Catch in November. But yeah, definitely Johansson, I think, was a steal for the Buffalo Sabres. Not like 100%, but like a good contract for the Buffalo Sabres. Kind of angry as an Islanders fan because I was kind of looking in his direction to help boost our offense. Obviously, what do I expect from this team? I don't expect Lou. I'm just not expecting Lou to do anything anymore. Whenever I hear rumors pop up on Twitter that, oh, the Islanders are going to offer sheet him, oh, the Islanders are going to sign him, I don't believe it anymore. After the Bob McKenzie incident with Panarin, I don't believe anything anymore. Like, we were the front runners for like 12 hours with Panarin. And we kind of all went nuts because it was the day before July 1st. And everyone was like, oh my God, Bob McKenzie says we're getting Panarin. Ah! And then what happens? Welcome to the New York Rangers. Bob, you lied to us. You lied to us, Bob. But hey, with the New York Rangers, they did something right, and that is this rebuild. I'm gonna be fair and honest with all teams, even if I hate the Rangers. The Rangers have done their rebuild so correctly, and I'm gonna quote my brother on this because I think he was so right that it's really unfair that the Rangers have been able to do what they've done in the past year. That's taken the Islanders like 20 years to do. Like, when you have the right people and the right management, look what can happen. Like, look at this team rebuild. Now, everyone is going to be scared of the Rangers coming into next season. Them and the New Jersey Devils. Obviously, it helps when you have the first and second round picks. I mean, that always freaking helps. I mean, how much better can you get from that? And obviously, the first two round picks have great prospects who are that look like insanely good. Like, it's just not fair when it comes to that point. But aside from that, they picked up great contracts. The Devils get PK Subban. That was a great pickup for the Devils, obviously. The Rangers get Panarin. They both got two solid prospects, and then even that two superstars, everyone knows their name and that they're going to just be also a presence on the team, get morale up, because it's really going to help shape their teams. And so as a New York Islanders fan, I'm a little jealous that they got Panarin on the Rangers. I am. I don't hate Panarin. Let's put that down. I don't hate Panarin. Okay? Islanders fans do not hate Panarin. I loved how everyone was going for the clickbait with that. Everyone was like, they're going to ban the Panarin jerseys. We don't even own Panarin jerseys. But CBJ is in a heap of a mess right now. Obviously, Bobrovsky went to the Florida Panthers for $10 million. Florida, what you be doing? $10 million for Sergei Bobrovsky. $10 million. To me, that is overpaid. You can't take anything away from Bobrovsky. He's like a two-time Vezina Trophy winner. Obviously has proved himself in the net for many, many a year. And, I mean, what else can you say there? $10 million. I just can't believe that they spent $10 million. That's just way overpriced for just personally me. I don't know what you guys think about the Sergei Bobrovsky. Definitely leave a comment about what you think of Bobrovsky's contract. They drafted the best goalie in the draft. Yep. With similarities to Brodeur. Yeah, and then that's another thing, too. They got Spencer Knight. I was thinking that, too. When the Florida Panthers stole Spencer Knight, I'm like, what is their plan here? They just overpaid a goalie $10 million. And then you picked up the best goalie in the draft? What? I don't know. Blows my mind. And then, obviously, I think we're all sad to see that Luongo announced his retirement. It was a very cute post for those of you who didn't see Luongo. You know how kids tie their shoelaces together and throw them over wires? Well, Luongo did that with his pads, with his leg pads. And he threw them over and he announced his retirement on Twitter. He was an Islander for a time. When our system was incompetent and traded him away. But for his whole career and everything he's done, here my guest is back. For everything he's done, I wish the best retirement to Luongo. Sad to see a player like him go. It's always sad to see just such a great player you love to watch, no matter what team. Someone like that with Luongo is like, no matter what team they were on, you just love to watch them. Like a good example would be like Fleury. No matter what team Fleury is on, I love watching Fleury. He was on the Penguins, and God, I hate the Penguins. I'm an Islanders fan. They're in the Metro Division. They're a Metropolitan Division rival. Head-to-head, combat with them. And, hey, I'm jealous. They're Stanley Cup winners in, like, the past 5 years so. And twice. So, when he was on the Penguins, even though I despise the team, I loved watching him play. I loved watching Flower on the ice. Going to Vegas, still loving watching Flower on the ice. I mean, he's just a fantastic guy on and off. And the same can be said about Carey Price. Obviously, I feel like everyone with the goaltenders, Carey Price is another one where you just love to watch. And I feel like Luongo had that kind of special feel and love towards his career. To watch him go and finally, say, au revoir to the league was heartbreaking. But I'm glad that he's, retiring, he's resting, he's going to be, focusing on his family and just living out his life in the best way possible with all the millions stuffed in his pockets. But the best to that family. Speaking of announcements, because I'm on this track right now, let's not talk about what we got for Luongo. Let's not talk about that. Speaking of announcements, for Rangers news, for the Ranger fans out there, Shattenkirk just had a little son named Connor. For those of you who don't know, I went to the Shattenkirk-Andersley Cancer Jam in New York City. Shout out to Kelly and Spencer Capitosto for letting me come with them. And we got to, meet Andersley, and I got to meet Shattenkirk. God, what a guy, guys. I was in Islanders gear, and he couldn't have been nicer to me. Like, Shattenkirk was an amazing guy, and I'm so happy, and he's going to be an amazing father. So congratulations to the Shattenkirks. Congratulations to them so much, and I hope they're so happy with their little bundle of joy. I hope that little boy puts, so much love, more love into his heart than he already had. It's going to be a great family there. Absolutely amazing. Not all hockey players are Sean Avery. No hockey player is Sean Avery. Oh, no. Maybe Marchand. No. Marchand is dirty like Avery on the ice. But I feel like Brad isn't as much of, you know what I mean. I feel like he isn't as much of a fill in the blank as Avery is in real life. I mean, hey, Avery just got arrested in New York City for vandalizing someone's car because they were apparently parked in a bike lane, and Sean, if you guys don't know, Sean Avery in New York City is Captain Bike Lane. If you're in his bike lane, he will screw you up. I mean, good for him. I mean, he needs to be the hero in something, right? Oh. But yeah. Hey, he did make the game a laughable time. Hey, and if anything, he made me love Marty Brodeur even more. Yeah, exactly. Marchand does a lot for the Boston community. I just feel it's totally different. It's similar personalities on the ice, but totally different off. And good for Brad Marchand there. Good for Brad. Talked about this early, Feinstein, that we're not going after Marner. I'm going to say it again. It's probably Paul Kreischer's in here going, stop talking about Marner. I'm talking about Marner again. We're not gonna offer sheet him. It's not gonna happen. I hate to tell you guys. Way too much. He wants way too much. He diffused the situation. Puppy. Okay. And of any RFAs, I'd like Kyle Connor. Okay. Obviously, for the Islanders, an RFA is right now Anthony Beauvillier. Whew. For me, that's something I'd like to see get done. I think Anthony Beauvillier is a great asset to the team, and also to entice Barzal to stay, because that is going to become a problem for the New York Islanders next offseason. Matthew Barzal is going to be free. And Oh God, that puts me in like an anxiety attack. So if we sign someone like his best friend Anthony Beauvillier, obviously that gives more incentive for him to stay on the island. I I really hope that next year works out well for us, and that Lou can get a contract at least there done. And you know what? Another thing about offseason Marner, we give all that this money away and give a contract. Matthew Barzal needs to be signed next year. He's gonna be like, I want the Marner contract, but better. He's gonna want to up Marner money, and we're not gonna have it. And then we're screwed. Like, we need to remember, like I said, we need to save for the future. And that is another thing that we need to save for is re-signing Barzal, because every Islanders fan knows this is quintessential. He is quintessential for this team. He has taken over like the Tavares position on this team and as the core like forward of the team. And I think everyone in the league knows that. Obviously, there's Anders Lee, but I feel like, everyone thinks like superstar in the Islanders, Matthew Barzal. And he's kind of taken over that position. And so to keep him, we really, really, really need to keep him on the Islands and hopefully give him a worthy contract. Depending on, because if you guys come down to it, his contract is going to depend upon this season. His third year this season is going to be how his contract plays out, how many points, how many goals, and that's going to be how it happens. With Barzal, I want to see more from him this season. I want to see him produce more shots on net because I feel like he will obviously produce more goals. When he puts a slap shot on net, Barzal is a force to be reckoned with. When Matthew Barzal is in front of that net, when he sees an opening and he takes it, it is usually a goal. And I would love to see that more from him. I think he tried a little bit more in the latter half of the season. There were some games where you could really see he wanted it. And you just couldn't get that lucky bounce. But I would love to see that happening. And so I'm really, really hoping that Matthew Barzal steps up a little bit more this season and shows he can be more of a goal scorer for this team. I love it with the assists. He had a lot of points, and he was just. I don't know what we'd do without Barzal. I have to say it. I hate to say it. Marner may be better than Barzy. Hot take. I mean, I think stats-wise, you're not wrong. But Marner and Barzal kind of are similar in how they play. Marner is more of a setup guy, just like Barzal is. Barzal is a setup guy, so is Marner. Obviously, how did Tavares get so many goals? Tavares got so many goals because of Marner on his wing, because Marner set him up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 62 points.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I'm saying, when Tavares has so many points, it's because Marner's on his wing. When you have someone like that, that pairing where you have such a duo, obviously they're going to produce a lot of points. I feel like with Barzal, the best Barzal combo we have right now is Eberle, which, hey, we re-signed. Let's go. More Eberle. Thank you, Chiarelli. Okay. Barzal and Eberle. And this was totally shown in the first round of the playoffs. Whew. How many goals Eberle had because of that pairing? Matthew Barzal would just always find a stick and just get the puck in the net with him. And Eberle was the man during the first round of the playoffs. Him, Bailey, and Nelson really showed off in the first round of the playoffs. Obviously, we know what happened with the second. Yeah, it's Barzal's shiftier with the puck. Marner has a knack for getting into the net. Future captain Noah Dobson. No. It's future captain Matthew Barzal. Thank you very much. If anything, I'd say if Lee decides, after his 7 years that his time is up, I feel like it would definitely go to Barzal. If Barzal is still with us. Okay. Say a little prayer. Say a little prayer to God for next season, next offseason. Oh, God. Dzingel, yeah. Dzingel's another one where, yeah, exactly. Dzingel's just, He's, he's kind of in the Boyle situation for me where, like, it's not awful. They've obviously had, decent numbers. But it's not like, wow, we got Dzingel. Like, no. That's not how that happens. Love me some Barzal. Me too. Me too. I mean, that kid's got filthy mitts. So does Filppula, which I'm going to really miss on that third line. I mean, Filppula was a guy where he was like, that player who comes out onto the ice and you just fully trust with the puck. Filppula was that guy. I totally trusted him with the puck, and he could do some insane moves and get some pucks into the net. Absolutely fun to watch Filppula play. Gonna miss him. Detroit got a great pickup there, in my opinion. I think he proved himself and definitely earned his contract there. You're gonna buy a Dobson with a C on it next week. I wouldn't do that. I would get it if you want a Dobson jersey, go for it. But I wouldn't put a C on it. Scratch that. I'm gonna be honest with you here. Like, I'm just looking out for you and like this. I feel like it's not gonna happen. I promise you, it won't happen. No, Dobson will not get a C. I really don't think that's going to happen. This guy's adamant. Hey, good for you. I'll let you think what you think. Hey, I may be wrong. Who knows? Maybe in some alternate universe, in the multiverse, it will happen. Pitt is going to be Ask Tree. Oh, Tree. Who is he screaming at Tanev? He was screaming about Tanev. Oh, that was amazing to watch.
Great deal.
The Tanev, and Tree was going absolutely ballistic on his life. That was funny. That was absolutely funny to watch. Tanev, that was. Oh, man. Tree was just losing again. He was losing it again. Oh, boy. I can't wait to watch that later. Hannah Fritz? No. You say no. Oh, my gosh. We got like 20 minutes on this live stream. I think I've said most of what I want to get out. If anyone has any like personal questions about their team, about there's so many signings that have gone on. Laughing that the only team that didn't sign on July 1st were the Ducks, and they were the team that really needed to sign someone. But I guess no one really wants to sign with the Anaheim Ducks. Which is kind of sad because, like, Florida's team even roasts that he, like, got roasted at the awards that there's no one to watch, and people still sign with them. Should we offer sheet Gusev? If there's an offer sheet I would love to see, you're saying no.
You can't offer sheet. They're looking at shipping.
Oh, okay.
He's still a prospect. I don't think he's playing an NHL game yet.
Oh, really? I thought he played for Vegas already.
No, he signed a contract for the playoffs, but they
trade for Gusev and sign. I'd be willing to trade for Gusev. If we're going to do something, trade for Gusev. Yes, do it. Do it now. I think that is a real good investment. If you want to do something, try to trade Letty and Hickey. Just give them something that they'll want. And hopefully we'll get Gusev for Vegas. Vegas can't be signed as an RFA. Yeah. Woo! I almost dropped. But, hey, if we just gain his rights, I feel like that could be... If we could just gain his rights, I feel like that would be an amazing pickup. Obviously Vegas, is in cap hell. And they're just not... they said they're just not... They can't sign him. And if that could be... I just said Vegas is in cap hell. They're going to probably want picks. Which, as long as they're not as much as... They're not going to be forced 4 first-round draft picks. If it's going to be at least it'll be 1 versus 4. If at least if we were doing that thing, it'd be 1 versus 4 first-round draft picks. And Gustav only wants 4.5, which is in our cap space. The Islanders have $8.5 million to work with at the moment. 4.5, you take that away, and whew, it can happen. It can happen. We have $4 million left, which it's not much to work with, but it's at least something. And leave cap hell, not going good for them right now. They've been working tirelessly, get rid of players, try to do some cap dumps. Obviously, the big Kerfoot trade that went down, but they're still trying to dig out of the hole that they've cemented themselves in right now. Good Tavares signing, guys. Good signing. But wasn't Gustav the Russian captain in the Olympics? I don't think so. Maybe we're gonna look that up right now. We could, but then we have to own up to our offer sheet, guys. You gotta remember that. Like, if you put an offer sheet, like, haha, we're screwing over Leafs. Yeah, but we're also screwing over us. Like, it goes both ways, guys. We should not offer sheet just in spite. That is not smart. What did I say before? Do not let your personal emotions override the critical thinking of, like, being a hockey fan or a GM. You cannot let emotions take over what you have to do. That will destroy you and nip you in the butt. And doing something like that just in spite is obviously Datsuk was. Datsuk was the captain for the Olympian Russian team in 2018. So, yeah, it was Datsuk. Yeah, Datsuk deserves it. Definitely Datsuk deserves it. I miss Datsuk. I miss him so much. Datsuk was amazing. I loved him on the Red Wings. I watch Datsuk replays all the time. He is one of my all-time favorite players. Like, his highlights are amazing. Like, the Datsuk dangles. The Datsuk dangles. Whenever you watch a dangle compilation, it is Pavel Datsuk. It's just, the filthiest mitts in the fucking world, man. Woo! Marner's just not worth it. I'm sorry. Whew. He's just not worth it. I agree. Laine, to me, is that is our better option. I don't care what you say, Feinstein. He is not worth it.
Laine is the next Ovechkin.
They say Laine is the next Ovechkin?
That's what I saw in a podcast, because he's got that natural goal-scoring touch and the elite shot similar to them.
I don't know about that, though. I don't know. But for what we can get for our possible future and to build the team, to give that up for one player, obviously, he does have the youngness to the side. I'll give him that. He's young. He's 21. He's got youth, and I'll give him that. So I can see why you could say, like, Marner would be worth it in, like, that retrospect, but I don't know. You could be like, it's like 4 players for one. Well, obviously, it's 4 players unknown, but it's supposed to be a rich draft. Well, you look towards Marner. I'm going to play the devil's advocate with myself, because obviously I can't think right now. With the draft that we just did, devil's advocate, we're not that great at picking draft picks with them. We weren't. We'll go into this rich draft, and there'll be like 20 players, and then Lou will pick like the 150th that should have gone. Like, that's kind of scary. But I'm just that's the devil's advocate there. But again, that's 4 players for one. I feel obviously with we would get Marner, it just swallows our cap space. It destroys our cap space. And then what do we do next year when Barzal goes, I want my money? What do we do? We're going to be in trouble. We're going to be in so much trouble. And especially since I feel like Barzal will try to compare his contract with Marner's. And he'd be smart to do that. He would. I know, obviously, really, you're saying that all these things like these trades are going to happen. There's no guarantee these trades are going to happen. And that we're magically, obviously Grice's contract is going to end, which would be, one thing. We'd free up a little space there. But how much is Grice? Like $5 million? And what's Barzy going to want? Probably 8 and 10. Not enough. And then you're saying like these trades are going to happen. Well, we said a lot of trades were going to happen this offseason, didn't we? What's happened? We've re-signed Lee. That's what's happened. That's it. Like, there's nothing else to show. Like, so when people are saying like, oh, we'll just do this. Don't say Lou is just going to do something. Because he has shown he has not been doing something like that. Maybe it's a different, perimeter for gaining Barzal back. Maybe he would do something like that. But there's just, the fact there's just no guarantee. I would rather have the safety net and just know we have the capabilities. And Barzal to know we have the capabilities to sign him and that we're thinking of him for his future. That we're thinking about him and staying on this team. Because that shows to the player. Like, if you think about it, Matt Zuccarello, who is now just signed with the Wild, said he loved the ferocity of the Wild coming after him. He loved how much the Wild came after him and said how much they wanted him, how much they do anything to have him on their team. He loved that. And I think the same should be done with Barzal, saying, we didn't sign, we made sure to have cap space ready for you because we want you here and we're going to make sure you stay here. That is what should happen. Because if he sees that we, obviously, we put out there for Marner, obviously he loves Marner. He's a great friend to Barzal, but he's going to want the same money and he's going to want the same ferocity after him. He's going to want that. And if we can't deliver, it's going to be a huge problem for the Islanders coming up next season. It will pay off for a season, but then what do we do after that? Like, we can't just do it for one season. We have to think about multiple. That's something I so admire about the Bruins, as how strong they've been able to be for how many plus years. They have been a strong team in this league for 5+ years now. They have been a team that where you saw on your schedule coming up that you were facing the Boston Bruins, you were going, oh crap, this is going to be a tough game. That's what I want the Islanders to be. But we have to be smart about these contracts. We can't just put all in for a season like how I feel like Columbus did. Maybe because they knew they were losing Panarin and Bobrovsky, they went, screw it. Let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's get Duchesne. Let's get all this. And hey, it paid off and they got a little bit farther than they've ever gone in franchise history, but obviously it did not get them a cup. We got to think team. Not just players. Not just a player. Go back to Lou. A player wins games, a team wins cups. We got to just think as a whole. We got to just make sure that Barzal stays here. I don't know about you, but that is a necessity in my book. Please be quiet. But going from there, Marner can make the team better. Yes, he can. But after one season, we could lose a huge player on this team that has been with us, and just it's just the quintessential center of this team. Again, that can happen again. I do not want that to happen again. I want this team to stay together. This is the best chemistry we've ever had as a team. Best chemistry we've ever had as a team. Barry Trotz leading the stud, making this a team that is worthwhile to watch and something that we need. Barzal may need to go? Are you crazy? Barzal needs to go. No. If there's anything in this world that the Islanders should not do is let Barzal go. My God. And you know what? With Tavares, I feel like we got lucky. I feel like we got very lucky that even with him leaving, we did not fall apart. Partly to do with that is, just the guys that we picked up who stepped up to the plate, were really there for the team. Barry Trotz, just the whole new configuration of a defense, forward team. And they got us to where we were in a year. And I think we got very lucky with that. And that those things fell into place. With Tavares money, might I add. But to lose Barzal, I really don't think that's a situation we want to fall into. But we'll see. It's obviously a year from now. That's not the now. The now that we need to focus on is hopefully improving our offense and getting someone that can snipe up ahead. Obviously, the choices that are out there on the market are Marner, Laine, Boyle, Dzingel, these guys, and we have to look carefully. I feel like every player that is out there, will bring something to this team. It's just, what's the price? What's the price we have to pay for something like this? We'll see. It's going to be scary, as an Islanders fan, I feel. Whew. But yeah, we'll see. Going on from that, any last-minute questions? We got a few minutes left in the stream. For my first podcast, guys, let me tell you, this is really, really exciting to me. I'm really happy I've gotten to do this. I'm hoping to have guests on the show coming up real soon. There's a lot of people, a lot of names I have, hoping to come up. People who have been so gracious to me that I'm hoping to be gracious back towards. I'm hoping to get you guys some real awesome guests on the show who know their hockey. And so I'm really excited to give you guys that and give you a show, because this is what I love to do, and I love to talk hockey. And moving over from Periscope, obviously it's a new world for me. Hopefully you're going to see like my podcast place like metamorphosis into something better. So let's just hope that something like that happens, and I can give you guys something really good to show. I want to give a shout out to Gary Harding for making me love talking, commenting, and getting into talking hockey. I want to thank Post to Post podcast. If you haven't checked them out on YouTube, go check out Post to Post. They they really got me into hockey podcasts and got me to want to start talking hockey, really, and why I started on Periscope a year ago. And so shout out to them. We got about a minute or two. I'll take maybe if there's any last minute questions. I love the debate. Thank you. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for debate. That's it. I mean, what else is hockey except debating what a situation could be? The Pittsburgh Penguins will finish first than the Islanders. Maybe. I feel like the Islanders still have the problem. I'll say third place. I'll still say third. I feel like we still have the same team, but Pittsburgh, I don't know if they'll be first, in my opinion. I don't. Maybe second. I don't know. But hey, if we've learned anything from this last season, it's anything can happen in hockey. That's what makes it exciting. And thank you guys so much for tuning into this hockey broadcast. My first podcast of Kim and the Crease. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is @IslesGirl3, ISLESGirl3. I tweet hockey all the time. Happy to fill you guys in on all the news that I'm grabbing. If you also want to follow me on YouTube, obviously subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to start this podcast and do it for a long time. And that makes me absolutely happy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I wish you the best. I hope everyone had a happy and safe 4th of July for all my American viewers. I hope everyone had a happy Canadian Day for all my Canadian viewers. And when does October start? We're still waiting for October, the best month of the year. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys next week, 10 p.m. as usual. Follow me on Twitter so you can get, or put notifications on YouTube so you can know when I'm gonna stream or know when a new video comes up. I love you guys. Have a great night. And as I'm always going to end my streams because I'm a hockey fan, I love my team, and I'm gonna say it. And I feel like every fan will say this. Say it with me. If you're an Islanders fan, say it with me with your team name if you want to. But at the end of each podcast, I will say the same thing. Let's go Islanders, baby! Woo! Love you guys.